The calendar has flipped to 2019, and 13 conference games remain for the Carthage Lady Reds, a chance for them here at home to get back in to the conference race in the final 6 spots needed for the conference tournament. It all starts tonight in Kenosha at the Tarble Arena. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Carthage Lady Red Basketball on AM 1050 WLIP. I'm John Weiser. Glad you could be with us. Happy New Year to you as well as we welcome in the 2019 year. The Carthage Lady Reds at 7-5, 1-2 in conference play, taking on North Park tonight with a record of 6-7, 2-2 in conference play. Both teams splitting their games this past week. Lady Reds down in Las Vegas for their last 2 ball games, where they split against Ohio Northern, dropping that game to the Polar Bears 65-57, and then upsetting 18th ranked Gettysburg, taking the Bullets down 68-62 on Saturday. In that Saturday ball game, Rachel Sidlowski with a season best 18 points on 7 of 15 from the field. She was one of 2 players with double-doubles in that contest for the Lady Reds, 18 points, 11 rebounds. Bailey Gilbert with 15 points and 12 boards, and it was Gilbert down the stretch hitting 4 for 4 from the free throw line in the final 16 seconds of that ball game. Her only trip to the line, those 2 trips in the final 16 seconds, knocked down all 4 free throws to provide the winning margin, 68-62 over then 18th ranked Gettysburg. And so the Lady Reds have been able to get the ball into the post the last couple of ball games with Sidlowski's 18 points, and then going back to the Ohio Northern game and Maggie Berrigan getting 22 points, a collegiate best for her. Well, the Lady Reds averaging close to 73 points a game. They're hitting almost 37% from 3, 42% overall from the field, and their free throw shooting among the tops in the CCIW. Also, they're getting rebounding at 36 boards per game. That's about 1.5, maybe 2 less than their opponents so far. But they are getting to the offensive board with a little more regularity, as that was in single digits just a couple of weeks ago. They're now up to almost 10.5 offensive boards per game. So that's the key for the Lady Reds, is to continue that trend here tonight against a very young North Park team. The Vikings come in with 8 freshmen, 4 sophomores, 3 juniors, and no seniors on this roster. And they split a pair of games down in Georgia their last 2 times out. They defeated Agnes Scott College 62-45 in Decatur, Georgia, and then fell to Oglethorpe College in Atlanta by a score of 50-47 on December the 28th. In that Oglethorpe loss, it was Kayla Patterson with 12 points, Josie Somerville with 8 points and 13 rebounds to lead the way for the Vikings. As I said, a very youthful-looking team here. Jayla Johnson is their team's leading scorer. Johnson, a 5'7" freshman out of Wheaton Warrenville South High School, averaging 13 points per game. She is leader in the field goal percentage, hitting better than 50% from the field. And Josie Somerville is the team's leading rebounder at nearly 6 per game. So this is a very good North Park team. They've picked up wins against some pretty good contenders here in this league, most notably North Central on the road, and also picking up a win in conference play as they defeated Milliken at home. So they have won a couple of ball games. They were 2-0 at that point, then lost to Elmhurst and losses to Wheaton so far in conference play, their 2 losses. Lady Reds with their victories in conference play. They lost to Illinois Wesleyan and at Wheaton, but conference win, I should say, against Elmhurst coming back on December the 8th. When we come back, we'll visit with head coach Tim Bernero. We'll get his thoughts on tonight's ball game. Happy to be home. It seems like forever that this Lady Red team has been on the road. We will have his comments on the game coming your way next after this 60-second break on AM 1050 WLIP. Welcome back to the Tarble Arena, everyone, as we get set for Carthage Lady Red basketball tonight. Good to be back home here as the Lady Reds entertain the North Park University Vikings, joined now by Lady Reds head coach Tim Bernero. And well, it seems like you've been gone for 2 months here. You had the game at Stevens Point before Christmas, obviously the Christmas break, then the trip to Vegas, and it's got to feel good to get a couple of home games here.
I was going to say, it feels like I haven't seen you in a while, buddy. I don't know. It's only a couple days ago, a long couple days. But, no, yeah, you're right. Until you just said that, I hadn't thought about the last time we played here. It was Chicago on the 16th. So 2 weeks, some of that vacation time a little bit as far as days off. But, yeah, it's nice to be here. 2 games this week at home. 7 of the last 12 in the conference are at home. So. I'm sorry, 7 of 13. So it's a good time. Hopefully, building momentum off the last game in Las Vegas, to get on a little bit of a roll.
I thought that was the momentum builder there, the Gettysburg game. A knock off a nationally ranked opponent. That's got to give you a bump somewhere along the way.
It was crazy. We talk about the schedule we played in the non-conference. I saw the D3 Hoops guys put out their team of the week, and it included Hannah Frazier from Wheaton, the Norland, the post player from Superior, and then Dorsheimer from Gettysburg. So 3 of the 5 that were on that, we've played already in our first 12 games or 13 games. So, we've been tested like that. But yeah, to finally get over the hump against a really high quality team like Gettysburg is something that should give us confidence. We've been in a lot of close ones, but again, they don't pay you for close, and we needed to get that one. And hopefully there's even more momentum from the fact how we got it. We chasing 8 going into the fourth quarter. We were able to stabilize our defense and do a really good job on them, and then made some shots and executed some stuff on the offensive end, and then even milked the game at the end when we were ahead. To be able to Bailey made all the free throws, and we didn't turn the ball over. So that was really encouraging.
The other encouraging thing, and we talked about it in both games, was figuring out ways when things aren't going right on the arc to try and find some things inside. You had Maggie Berrigan with her collegiate best point total against Ohio Northern, and you had Rachel Sidlowski with her high point total of the year against Gettysburg, all in the post.
Yeah, and that's the thing that we've noticed, and people are just coming out and saying they're going to try to take away the three-point shot, especially in the beginning of the game, because teams like ours, if you get a rhythm from shooting the ball out there with so many different people that can shoot it, it can avalanche pretty quickly on a team. So, when people try to take that away early, we have to counter with either the post touches or the drives to the basket, getting to the free throw line and making stuff happen there. That's the balance that if we can achieve that without it being directed from the bench, when the kids can kind of feel, okay, hey, we haven't made one, the ball needs to get to the rim this time. That's the flow that naturally comes, and if we can get that, now will be that much harder, because you always want to put doubt in your opponent. They're going to come out and say, stop the three-point shot, and you're going to go, okay, well, they're going to drive. We're driving the ball in, we're scoring inside. What do you think now? What are you going to do now? So if you can get to that point, that's when we become really dangerous.
Your opponent tonight, North Park, they come in with a record of 6-7, resuming conference play at 2-2. To say this is a young team is an understatement. There are no seniors on this team, and she starts 3 freshmen currently.
Yeah, and it's an interesting lineup because they went on a trip to Atlanta last week, the same time we did, and a couple of their main kids didn't play on that trip. So I don't know if they were injured or sick or whatever. They didn't play in the first 2 games down there, but it looks like they're here tonight. So, yeah, they're a challenge. They're kind of high energy. They don't shoot the ball from the perimeter like some teams will see. So theirs is, I remember watching when we were practicing for that game against Chicago, we had the kids here, and after practice we were feeding them up here in the classroom and watching Elmhurst versus North Park, and the game was 51 fouls and 70 free throws attempted. And I think that's what they'd like to deteriorate the game into. We've got to keep them from getting to the basket, keep them off the free throw line, make them shoot jump shots. And it's funny because not only do they force turnovers with their quickness, but they're the top offensive rebounding team, not with great size. So I'm guessing you'll see a lot of high energy from them running around trying to create problems. If we can kind of combat that and keep things in order, we'll be fine.
Rebounding has been the issue in some of the games, and I think it's getting better. I think you have to be pleased against two teams where they were +8, +9 on the glass to at least compete on the glass a little bit.
Yeah, the Ohio Northern one sort of got the rebounding kind of got away from us in the fourth quarter. I thought it was pretty stable, but then they got some extra chances in the fourth quarter. We ended up +4 in the game against Gettysburg.
Between the North Park Vikings, with a 2-2 CCIW record and a 6-7 overall record, and your Carthage Lady Reds with a 1-2 CCIW record and 7-5 overall. First, let's meet the Vikings. At guard, a 5'4" sophomore from Glendale Heights, Illinois, number 15, Zakiah Newsom. At guard, a 5'6" freshman from Wheaton, Illinois, number 20, Maddie Zander. At center, a 6'8" freshman from Adairsville, Georgia, number 22, Josie Somerville. At guard, a 5'6" freshman from Schaumburg, Illinois, number 23, Kayla Patterson. And at forward, a 5'7" freshman from Wheaton, Illinois, number 33, Jayla Johnson. The head coach for the Vikings is Amanda Crockett. And now, are you ready?
Shooting for the stars when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always had a vision. Always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living. Didn't know how, but I always had a feeling. I was gonna be that one in a million. Always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living. Shooting for the stars when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always had a vision. Always had
Introducing your Carthage College Lady Reds! At guard, a 5'8" senior from Sycamore High School in Sycamore, Illinois, number 25, Bailey Gilbert. At guard, a 5'7" junior from the Prairie School, hailing from Franksville, Wisconsin, number 4, Sammy Woodward. At forward, a 5'10" senior from Wilmot Union High School and hailing from Genoa City, Wisconsin, number 3, Rachel Sidlowski. At guard, a 5'8" junior from Wilmette, Illinois, number 22, Autumn Kalis. And at guard, a 5'7" junior from Indian Trail High School in Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, number 13, Maddie
John Weiser back with you at the Tarble Arena as we get set for basketball tonight. Lady Reds taking on North Park University. Starting lineups for North Park. It'll be Sinead Malloy starting at a guard, 5'9" sophomore of Chicago. Zakiah Newsom at a guard, 5'4", a sophomore out of Glendale Heights. Josie Somerville, the team's leading rebounder at 6 foot and a freshman out of Adairsville, Georgia. Kayla Patterson will start at a guard, 5'6" freshman out of Schaumburg. And Jayla Johnson, a 5'7" freshman out of Wheaton, will start at a forward. The head coach, Amanda Crockett, 108 and 152 in her 11th season for North Park. Lady Reds familiar lineup. It'll be Rachel Sidlowski at a forward, 5'10" senior out of Genoa City. Sammy Woodward at a guard, 5'7", a junior out of the Prairie School. Autumn Kalis at a guard, 5'8", junior from Wilmette, Illinois. Bailey Gilbert, the team's all-time three-point shooter, at guard, 5'8", senior from Sycamore. And Maddie Kelber at a guard, 5'7", a junior from Pleasant Prairie. Opening tip And it's brought down by North Park, wearing the navy blue jerseys, navy blue shorts trimmed out in gold and white. Lady Reds in the white jerseys, white shorts, red numerals, red lettering. Man-to-man defense here for the Lady Reds. They work it out to the perimeter for the 3. Shot on the way is taken and no good. Newsom taking that 3-point shot. They'll pressure. They'll try and fracture this game up a little bit. A young team, as we mentioned, no seniors on this roster for North Park. So they will try and pressure a little bit, try and hack the game up a little bit as they get it inside. Sidlowski with the soft left hand going off the glass and down. 2-0 Lady Reds. Again, 4 10-minute quarters in college basketball, women's college basketball. Each team with 5 timeouts. You get 4 team fouls per quarter, the 5th one, and you're shooting 2 free throws for the remainder of that quarter. They lob it into the corner, not getting away with a walk was Kayla Patterson. Late whistle by the official on that near side, calling the travel. 2-0 Lady Reds. We're a minute in. Again, pressure in the backcourt as Kalis brings it across midcourt. Looking for some help and threw it away, looking for Woodward cutting across the top of the key. Each team with a turnover here in the early going. And the Vikings without Lauren Elba Garner, missing her 3rd game. She is the team's 2nd leading scorer at 8.5 per game. And she's their best 3-point shooting guard at nearly 37% from outside the arc. As Somerville backs into the paint, missing, got her own rebound. Kicks it back out to the arc. 3 on the way by Malloy is good. Sinead Malloy, the 5'9 sophomore out of Chicago Trinity, able to knock down the triple. 3-2 in favor of North Park. And we got a foul on a reach on the drive by Autumn Kalis. Jayla Johnson getting the foul, the 5'7 freshman, the team's leading scorer. First team foul on either team here in the early going. 3-2 North Park on top of the Lady Reds. First of 2 straight here at home for the Lady Reds before they play 4 of their next 5 on the road. And again, the Reds turn it over out of the post. Sidlowski trying to find Woodward in the corner. Malloy with it now, back up top. They'll get it to Somerville, Josie Somerville. He gets it back to Sinead Malloy. Down the far corner he'll go. Patterson to Malloy once again. Back to Patterson on the arc, guarded by Kalis. Got around Kalis, tried to float in the paint. Shot partially blocked by Sidlowski. Going back up for the offensive rebound was Somerville missing, and Carthage clears it out. Gilbert down the floor to Calbert. Now inside Sidlowski, backing down the right post. Kicks it back out to an open Kalis for 3, and she knocks it down. Excellent extra pass that time. Somerville trying to defend Sidlowski in the post. She felt the pressure, kicked it out to Kalis, able to knock down the 3. Malloy for a deep 3 straight on, missing. Calbert with the rebound will race it out. Calbert down the middle of the floor, and what do we have? Officials stopping play here. Shot clock problem. Did not reset after that last shot by Sinead Malloy. That stopped a 3-on-2 by the Lady Reds. Carthage will inbound on the side. They get it into Calbert. Up top to Kalis. Hands it off to Gilbert. Back over to Woodward. Woodward now on the drive through the paint. Lost control of it. Tried to tip it over to Sidlowski. She does. Goes up for the shot and was fouled by Somerville. Woodward nearly turned that ball over on the right block. She was able to almost volleyball swat it over to Sidlowski. Was able to make the catch and go up for the shot. Fouled by Somerville, her first. Sid's free throw on the way is good. Again, 75% from the line, this Lady Red team. Sidlowski 70% from the stripe herself, and she hits both there. Reds up now 7-3. 5-0 run here by the Lady Reds after falling behind 3-2. We're 3 minutes into our first quarter as they get it across quickly on the drive, trying to stop the dribble penetration. They do not. And laying it up and in from the right side is Newsom. And the Reds able to break the pressure. Middle of the floor, Woodward takes the drive. Nice bounce feed to Sidlowski. She's tied up, held ball. Alternate possession arrow to the Lady Reds. Carthage will inbound, left to the basket. Kalish will trigger the inbound. Quickly to Kalber for three. In and out, rebound Somerville. So clear it out. Newsom. Down the floor. Back to Somerville, right in front of the Lady Reds bench. To Malloy. Now to Lee Hockey. Hands it off. Newsom. And we got a foul away from the play. Somerville and Sidlowski tangled up, and Sid with the foul, her first. First on the team. North Park will inbound left to the basket. Newsom with it. Around the Somerville screen. Back inside to Somerville. Going strong. Lays it up low right and in. Somerville able to post up that time. 6-footer. And they try and trap in the backcourt. Reds break it once again. Woodward going all the way up. Going high off the glass and in from the right side. Sammy Woodward breaking the press that time. And no panic look by Kalis. Able to get her the ball in the middle of the floor, and she drove it right to the rim. 9-7 Reds. As they feed it off into the corner. Lee Hockey with it. Cross court to Malloy. Now into the corner. Three on the way. That one's off. An air ball miss underneath. Picked up by Sidlowski. Kalis now will sprint across that midcourt stripe. Hands it off to Woodward. Nice spin move. Going high off the glass once again. Missing Sidlowski, the offensive board. Out to Kalber for three and got it. Credit Sidlowski for digging in, getting that 50-50 ball in the paint. Able to secure it, get it back out to Kalber on the wing for the triple. Reds up by 5. Malloy's shot short. Somerville with the scoop inside. Goes back up low right and able to finish. Somerville with 2 quick baskets in the paint. She now has 4. 12-9 Lady Reds midway through our first quarter. On the drive, Gilbert back out to the arc for Kalber. Got it. Back-to-back triples from Addie Kalber. And that stretches the lead to 6. 15-9 in favor of the Lady Reds. Kalber now leading scorer on the floor with 6 for the Lady Reds. We got an offensive foul as Somerville tried to set the screen, and she picks up her second. She will come out as checking in. Jayla Johnson back in. Also checking in is Jackie Rapp, a 5'7" freshman out of DeKalb. Reds up by 6 as they bring it across midcourt. Kalis hands it off to Gilbert. To Kalber around the left side now to Woodward. Gets a screen from Sidlowski, drives off that screen. Bounce feed to Kalber, top of the circle. Now penetrates to the free throw line, back out to Woodward. On the right wing, back to Kalber. Right wing 3, in and out. Rebound though, picked up by Gilbert, but she couldn't contain it. And it goes out of bounds as losing a shoe was Zakia Newsom. Officials are going to hold up play while she gets that relaced and back on her left foot. And they'll give the Reds time to make a substitution in for Carthage. It will be Maggie Berrigan. She will check in for Bailey Gilbert. And checking in for North Park, Alicia Panthier, a 5'10" junior out of Elgin. She will replace Lee Hockey. 15-9 Reds up top. 5 of 8 from the field, 3 of 5 from the arc. North Park 4 for 11, 1 for 4. Rapp with it through the top of the circle. Gets it to Malloy on the right wing. Bounce feed. Johnson driving. Cut off nicely by Woodward and Sidlowski. Sidlowski gets the offensive rebound off the miss by Johnson. Good double team that time. Berrigan banging inside with Johnson and Panthier. Woodward for 3, and she hits top of the circle. Sammy Woodward for the triple. Timeout North Park. 18-9. Reds have doubled up on North Park with 3:36 remaining here in the first quarter. Well, the Carthage Redmen are on the road tonight. They're at Wheaton taking on the Wheaton Thunder, and they trail early in that ball game 17-13. early in the first half at Wheaton. And kind of a different looking lineup for the Redmen tonight. TJ Best, Mike Kennedy, Jordan Kadrowski, Keenan Baltimore, and Sean Johnson. The starting lineup tonight for the Redmen. So a bit of a shake-up there. Francis with 7, Peters with 7, Spencer with 7 for Wheaton. Best, Kennedy, and Kadrowski each, or I should say Kennedy with 3 and Kadrowski with 5 so far in that one. 18-9, Reds up, doubling up on North Park. Vikings forced to take a timeout here. 3.5 minutes to go, first quarter. Again on the dribble drive, shot blocked out of bounds. As taking a tumble was Berrigan along with Newsom. Took that shot. Vikings will retain possession right of the basket. Newsom with it high up top. They work it around at Panthier. Back to Johnson, the lefty fires. That one's flat off the heel, and the rebound collected by Kalber. Each team with 6 rebounds now in this contest. Berrigan up high. Works it to Kalis. Open 3, straight on, got it. Jackie Rapp late to get out in front of her that time. That left Kalis all kinds of time to eye that one up for the triple. 21-9, Lady Reds, 2:55 to play in the quarter. Rapp into the corner. Johnson back up top to Malloy. Sinead Malloy spinning and taken away by Berrigan. Give her the block and the steal that time. Outlets to Woodward. Woodward keeps it alive. Now works it off to Kalis. Top of the circle, Berrigan works it off left side, Kalber. Guarded by Newsom. Malloy nearly stole that pass. She read it well. Was coming back to Woodward and got out there and got a hand on it to knock it out of bounds. Michaela Giamarino will check in for the first time for the Lady Reds. Woodward will go out. Kalber will go out as well as Bailey Gilbert checks in. Monica Nunez will check in for the first time tonight, 5'9" junior for the Vikings out of Resurrection Prep School in Chicago. 21-9 Reds, 2:20 to play in the quarter. Kalis on the dribble drive. Bounce out to Sidlowski, driving through the paint, going up right side and hits. Sidlowski going away from the basket to the right block that time. Little fadeaway jumper going over Jayla Johnson. 6 points for Sidlowski. 23-9 Reds, 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Panthier back out, it goes for the triple. On the way by Nunez, no good. Rebound Sidlowski. Gives it off to Giamarino. She played an excellent game against Ohio Northern. Defended the Polar Bears' #1 scorer for half of that ball game and kept her under her season average. Kalis going up, draws the foul on the run-up from the right side for Autumn Kalis, and she'll head to the free throw line. We'll go on Newsom, that is her first. 4th team foul on the Vikings here in the first quarter, and Kalis on the line for a pair. Second leading scorer, 12.4 per game. Actually, 3 leading scorers for the Lady Reds, just percentage points apart. Gilbert with 12.7, Kalis 12.4, Maddie Calvert 12.1. Newsom will check out now. And the rebound, as Haley R. checked in to that free throw, and the rebound went to Jayla Johnson. Got in front of R that time to take it away. 24-9, minute 25 to go in the quarter. Errant pass taken away inside by Giamarino. Not sure where that pass was headed. Looking for somebody in the low post who wasn't there. R now quickly inside to Berrigan. Had that shot blocked and taken away by Panthier. She'll give it to Patterson. Patterson on the drive, kick to the left corner, Johnson, and we got an offensive foul as Haley R. took the charge that time. That's Jayla Johnson, her second. She's the team's leading scorer in foul trouble here in this first half. So she'll sit out the final 64 seconds here as they bring Jackie Rapp back in now. Gilbert high in the left wing. Works it off to R, middle of the floor. Left side. Amanda Larson, good to see her back in there. She had a bit of an injury problem there for a while. Takes the drive in from the right side. Fell down. Ball goes out of bounds. It was last touched by Panther, so Carthage will retain possession. 7 seconds on the shot clock here for the Lady Reds. Gia Marino will inbound left of the basket. Quickly to Berrigan. She'll go up right side. Count it, and one for Maggie Berrigan. Sliding off that stack to her right. Able to draw the foul. Somerville will check back in, replacing Panther. Foul will go on Nunez, her first. Berrigan completes the three-point play. A little pressure here in the backcourt on Malloy, and they're able to break the press. Take it across with 30 seconds to go. Malloy with it, middle of the floor between the rings. Is it off left side for the three? On the way by Nunez, no good. Ball loose out near the free throw line. They're fighting for it. And we got a held ball. Alternate possession arrow back to the Vikings here with 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Vikings will inbound left of their basket. Try and force it in, and it was broken up by Gia Marino, looking to get that into Patterson that time. Free throw line extended near side on the inbound as they get it into Nunez. Up top to Patterson. They'll play it for one here, trailing 27-9. On the drive, they try and loop it back, and they throw it away. Kayla Patterson driving the paint, tried to dump it back to the corner and turns it over. Their third of the quarter. Her second of the game. Carthage will get the final possession here with 4.7 seconds left. Gia Marino across midcourt. Quickly to Berrigan. She'll get it away at the horn, and it would have counted, but it fell off to the left as time expired. 27-9, Lady Reds. They hold the Vikings without a field goal the last 5 minutes of the first quarter. And they've opened up an 18-point lead. 27-9 Lady Reds, back with second quarter action after this on AM 1050 WLIP. $60, please. No Scott tonight? Great shooting and great defense, a combination for the Lady Reds as they're up 18, 27-9. Reds 64% from the field, while holding the Vikings to 23% shooting and just 1 of 6 at the arc thus far. Foul off the inbound. Lady Reds with the basketball here. Rapp with the foul, her first. Gia Marino, Berrigan, Gilbert, Larson, and R out there for the Lady Reds. Larson with it, gets it back off to Berrigan. Versing out to Bailey Gilbert now on the right wing with 20 to shoot. Slides off the Haley R screen, works it off left side, Gia Marino, now to Larson. Gets a Berrigan screen, and we got Berrigan called for the moving screen violation. Got her arms extended that time as she tried to set the ball screen for Larson. Lauren Elba Garner will check in. Boy, they were missing her for the last couple of ball games. Did not play in the 2 games down in Georgia, but she is out there now for the first time in 3 games. sure if it was an injury or what, but she did not play in the 2 games down in Georgia last week. 3 ball on the way by Newsom. That barely drew iron. Rebound into the corner, picked up by Larson. And to Larson. She has missed last 3 games. Now steal by Malloy up top. Took it away from R. Malloy down the right side will lay it up and in. That is their first field goal in nearly 7 minutes of gameplay here, dating back to the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. 27-11. Gilbert now gets it across. And a whistle and a foul and a reach by Lauren Elba Garner. They're their second leading scorer on the team, averaging 8.5 points per game. She had started 9 of the first 11 games, and as I said, missed the last 2 down in Georgia. Autumn Kalis back in there now, along with Sidlowski for the Lady Reds and Woodward. Sidlowski lost the dribble, now regains it on the wing. Again, another steal up top by Malloy, this time trying to get it away from R, and R forced to foul. A couple of telegraphic passes that time by the Lady Reds, and Malloy been doing her homework. Obviously saw some video. The Reds like to throw that ball back toward the middle of the floor, top of the circle, and she read those perfectly the last 2 trips. Could have had 3 so far tonight. She missed one earlier in the first quarter. 8:20 to play first half. 27-11 Lady Reds. Somerville high on the right wing. Now to Malloy between the circles. Gives it off to Newsom. Now to Rapp. Jackie Rapp on the drive, left side. Off the left hip, fires, missing. Rebound loose, tied up, held ball. North Park possession here on the alternate possession arrow. Taylor Josefowicz will check in for the first time tonight for the Lady Reds. She's a 5'6" sophomore out of Crystal Lake. And Sophia Lehaki back in now for the Vikings. She will replace Jackie Rapp. Somerville high in the left wing. Gets it off to Malloy. Malloy driving now. Top of the circle, backs it off. Gets it back in the hands of Lehaki. Back to Malloy. Deep 3, NBA 3, knocks it in. Oh my. That was well behind the arc. Good 2 feet behind the 3-point arc on the floor. And she was able to knock that down. 8 points now for Malloy. 13-point Lady Red lead. Woodward for 3. Got it off the right wing. Sammy Woodward knocking down the triple. She's now 3 for 4 on the field, 2 for 2 at the arc. Malloy now top of the circle, back to Somerville. Goes up, shot blocked by Sidlowski, got it back. Underneath, got Sid off her feet, and Sid commits the foul. Good job that time by Somerville to stay with it underneath. As their first block by Sidlowski, she was able to pick it up underneath the basket and back into space, put the ball on the floor, and get Sidlowski off her feet to commit the foul, her second. Third on the Lady Reds here in the quarter, and Somerville's free throw no good. That's been a story all season long for the Vikings. Just 56% at the line as a team. Pathetic with a capital P. In this day and age, even 70% is considered not good. She missed both. 30-14 remains a 16-point Lady Red lead. 3 minutes into our second quarter, Berrigan top of the circle. Looking for somebody to come out, finds Josefowicz on the left wing. Up top to Kalis, reversing right side, Kalber. Kalber around the Berrigan screen, puts it on the floor, had it stripped away, now it's loose on the floor, and diving for it is Somerville, able to pick up the loose ball. Gets it out to Lauren Alba Gardner. Going all the way up, acrobatic shot, missing, rebound Berrigan. Kind of got caught in no man's land that time underneath the basket as Woodward on the drive, able to draw the foul. And the foul's going to go on Malloy. That's her first. Team fouls even now at 3. Reds will inbound with 6.5 minutes to play in the half. Josefowicz up top to Kalber. Right side it goes, Kalis. Kalis Around the ball screen by Berrigan. Will shoot, missing. Josefowicz had the offensive board. Went right through her hands. Malloy going to take it all the way down and missed the shot. Had two defenders back. It was a 1-on-2. She took Kalber all the way to the rim. Missed the shot. Kalis was able to get the rebound. Back out to Woodward for 3. That's an air ball miss. Picked up by Josefowicz. Back up top to Kalber. Left side, Woodward. Now to Kalis. Kalis. Jump stop looking for Berrigan. Knocked away by Somerville. Out of bounds. Lady Red ball. Should be Lady Red ball here. Let's see. Be a timeout taken by the Lady Reds with 5:57 to play, a 30-second timeout. Women's basketball tonight, the big game, Wheaton in Bloomington to take on Illinois Wesleyan, and the Thunder lead the Titans 23-18. Carroll on top of North Central, 28-23 in Naperville. And Elmhurst, the homestanding Blue Jays, with a 15-11 lead over Augustana in women's basketball tonight. Redmond down 14 with 3 minutes to go first half at Wheaton, 41-27. Aston Francis off to a start, 14 points already for Francis. Redmond, Sean Johnson with 7. Carthage just shooting 30% in that ball game down at Wheaton. Again, 2.5 to play, down 43-27. First half there. The Reds have led by as many as 16, make that 18 points tonight. As the 3 ball by Woodward, no good, off the right wing. Rebound Malloy. Sinead Malloy down the floor. Gives it off to Lee Hockey. Now to Lauren Elba Gardner. Gets it back to Lee Hockey for 3. It's an air ball miss, picked up underneath. Hit the bottom of the basket as she tried to lay up. That time was Newsom. And it goes out of bounds off of Somerville to the Lady Reds. Angelina Velasson. Velasson, 5'3" junior out of Arlington Heights, in for the first time tonight. Bailey Gilbert will check back in for the Reds, replacing Josefowicz. 30-14 Carthage. Both teams have gone nearly 2 minutes without a field goal here. Gilbert controls the dribble, gives it off to Woodward. To Kalber, left side, Kalis. Around the Berrigan screen, Kalis now. Back out to Gilbert on the right wing. Kalis drops it inside, right block. Berrigan double team. Back out to Gilbert for the 3. She forced it, missed it. Ball loose in the paint. We got to tie it up. Berrigan able to tie up the North Park defender, Velasson, and it will be Carthage ball on the alternate possession. Kalis will inbound right of the basket. Gets it quickly inside to Woodward. Off the feed, lays it low left and in. Woodward now leads all scorers with 10. 32-14, back to an 18-point advantage. Elba Gardner on the drive. Try to get past Kalis, lost control of the ball, and it's picked up by Berrigan in the corner. He's going to take Kalis down, but the ball got hung up on her hip that time. Kalber with a floater from the lane is good. And for the second time tonight, Newsom loses a shoe. Got to get double knots in those shoes. Johnson will check back in along with Jackie Rapp for the Vikings, replacing Somerville and Lauren Elba Garner. Reds with a 20-point lead, their largest of the game, with 4:34 to play here in the first half. Vikings just 6 for 26 from the field tonight, 2 for 9 shooting the 3. So they work it off into the left corner. Velasson for 3, that's no good. Rebound pulled in by Kalber. Maddie Kalber down the floor quickly. Kalber drops it down, inside feed to Berrigan, all in one motion, lays it up and in past Johnson. And the lead out to 22, 36-14 Reds, 4 minutes to go here in the half. That's exactly what you needed out of Carthage tonight. Malloy had it blocked by Berrigan, picked up by Kalber. Now to Kalis on the left wing. Bounce feed to Gilbert. Up top to Woodward. Now to Kalber around the Berrigan screen. Reversing left side now, Kalis. Kalis floats from the paint and it rolls over the front of the rim and down. Autumn Kalis. Again, 4 minutes gone by here without a field goal for North Park. And a 5-minute span in the first quarter. Johnson trying to get around Berrigan. Blocked by Berrigan. She'll take it away. Gets it off to Bailey Gilbert. Second block of the game for Berrigan as Kalber drops in the three. Timeout, North Park. 41-14. It's a full timeout. We'll take a break as well. 3:08 to go here in the second quarter. It's all Lady Reds tonight. Carthage 41, North Park 14. Back after this on AM 1050 WLIP. 60. North Park just 2 for 11 here in this second quarter, and they have gone almost 4.5 minutes without a field goal here in this second quarter. They trail the Lady Reds 41-14. John Weiser with you, the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. Reds back home here Saturday night at 5, and there's a field goal for North Park on the drive-in from the right corner. Newsom. 41-16. Reds home Saturday. They'll host Milliken at 5, Redmond at 7 against the Big Blue. Hope to see you out here in person Saturday night. Again, no students. J-term has not started yet, so plenty of room for you here at the Tarble Arena on Saturday. Looking for a little post-holiday family get-together. Why don't you bring the family on out for Carthage basketball this Saturday? Giamarino in there now for the Reds. Giamarino, Kalis, R., Kalber, and Gilbert for the Lady Reds. Johnson and Malloy along with Patterson. Jackie Rapp and Newsom. There's a steal by Malloy going up on Giamarino, missing but was fouled hard into the first row bleachers underneath the basket by Giamarino. Giamarino picking up the foul. That is her first. Fourth team foul on the Lady Reds here in this second quarter. And this will be Sinead Malloy at the free throw line for North Park. 5 points per game. The best free throw shooter on this team at 64%. Josefowicz in now, replacing Maddie Kalber. One more toss here for Malloy. Missing, and the rebound picked up by Autumn Kalis. Reds a 19-15 advantage on the glass so far. -2 team, but they're +4 tonight. Giamarino walked with the basketball. She made the catch. She took an extra step. Was off balance when she made that catch. Couldn't plant the landing that time, or stick the landing as they might say in gymnastics. 41-17. 7th turnover by the Reds here tonight. Under 2 to play here in the second quarter. Patterson works it off near side Newsom. Back up top to Rapp. Going left, got around Kalis, lays it up and in. She's a left-hand dribble. Got to force her to her right. Kalis unable to cut off the dribble penetration that time. Took her right to the rim. 41-19 Lady Reds. Now Kalis on the drive, try to backdoor feed to Haley R. Broken up inside by Johnson. And back come the Vikings once again, Sinead Malloy. Into the corner to Rapp. And then tried to force it inside to Johnson, and the foul called on the Lady Reds. Haley R. That is her second. Over the limit now, the Lady Reds, so 2 free throws here for the Vikings. And it's going to be Jayla Johnson at the free throw line. 62% on the season, knocks that one down. So R will come out and Kalis will exit. Berrigan will check back in along with Sammy Woodward. Lauren Lee in there now for North Park. So Amanda Crockett has run the lineup here. And everybody in so far. Panther will check in now for Johnson. Johnson with her first 2 points tonight. Team's leading score at 13.2 per game. 41-21, Reds by 20. Giamarino quickly down as they break the press. Hands it off to Josefowicz. Reversing Gilbert, left side to Woodward. Back to Gilbert. Bailey Gilbert on the penetration, was fouled. 2 hands that time on the hand check. Foul will go on Lee, who just entered the game, the 5'7" freshman from Carroll Stream. That's her first, team 4th here in the quarter. Gilbert fouled on the way to the basket. We'll get 2 here. Driving the right side that time off the inbound feed. This will put Gilbert on the line. Gilbert's 4th free throws in the final 16 seconds Saturday cemented that win over 18th ranked Gettysburg. That one rattles around and out for Gilbert. A 79% shooter from the stripe this year. Team's all-time leading 3-point field goal shooter. Set that record earlier this season. Now she's trying to become the 23rd member of the 1,000 point club. She's working on that, needed 49 going into the game tonight. She will set that record sometime toward the end of this month for sure. There's a miss and a pickup underneath by Woodward. Outlets to Josefowicz. Back to Woodward. Left side it goes, Giamarino to Gilbert. Back to Giamarino. 41 seconds to play in the half. Josefowicz wants the 3, missing. I'm not sure that's the shot you're looking for there. She took a couple of dribbles and then fired from the top of the circle. And then on the drive back the other way, Patterson fouled on her way to the basket by Josefowicz. That's her first. Over the limit at the line, Kayla Patterson. Patterson 0 for 1 at the line as she misses that one. Against the team shooting 56% from the line, just 3 of 7 tonight. Makes the second. 1 for 2 that trip. 42-22, Reds with the final look here. Shot clock dark, 25 seconds to play here in this first half. Giamarino just pounding the rock at the center circle. Working on Nunez. We'll hand it off to Woodward. Penetrates, drives, teardrop falls. On the drive to the basket, 12 points for Woodward. They'll heave it, it'll go out of bounds with 0.7 of a second left. I think they were sure how much time was on the clock, and not much time here for the Lady Reds. They'll just hang on to it as it inbound to Giamarino, and our first half comes to an end. What was a 27-point lead is now down to 22, but it's been all Lady Reds here tonight. Carthage 44, North Park 22 At the midway point, we take our halftime break, a 2-minute timeout. Back to run the numbers for you right after this 2-minute break. You're listening to Carthage Lady Reds. Thanks. John Weiser back with you at the Tarble Arena. We're at halftime. Lady Reds basketball tonight on 1050 WLIP, and the Lady Reds lead North Park 44-22 as conference play resumes for the Lady Reds. And they have been dominant tonight on both ends of the floor as the Lady Reds shot 61% in that first half while holding North Park to just 25% from the field. And the Lady Reds out-rebound the Vikings 20-16 in that first half. Carthage opened up their biggest lead of the game at 27 points with just 3 minutes to go here in the second half, 41-14. And Amanda Crockett has tried various lineups here tonight, and it just has not worked. Cold shooting tonight has been their victim, and has been the victim tonight, as well as allowing the Lady Reds to really work their offense. Reds have been able to work the ball inside. They've been able to hit the three-shot tonight. Reds 7 of 14 shooting the three ball so far this evening. And so they have had their way in both the inside and outside game. As we break it down for you here in this first half, Carthage 61% from the field, 16 of 26. 7 of 14 from three-point range and 5 of 7 at the line. Comparing to North Park, 25% shooting, just 8 for 31. 4 field goals in each quarter for the Vikings. And they go 8 for 31 in the game, 2 for 11 shooting the three-pointer, and 4 of 8 at the line. Breaking it down individually for the Lady Reds, Sammy Woodward with 12. As Woodward, 5 of 8 from the field, 2 of 4 from the three-point arc to lead all scorers with 12 points. Maddie Kalber with 11. Kalber 4 of 6, 3 of 5 from three-point range. 9 points for Autumn Kalish. Kalish 3 of 4 from the field, including a pair of three-pointers. Rachel Sidlowski with 6 points. Sidlowski 2 of 2 from the field and 2 for 2 at the line for her 6 points tonight. 5 points for Maggie Berrigan, 2 of 4 from the field, including a free throw for her 5 points. And 1 point for Bailey Gilbert so far. Gilbert only attempted 1 shot, 1 3-point shot, but she's been active in other areas. 2 assists and 1 block shot credited to her in the first half, and also a couple of rebounds for Gilbert in that first half. Amanda Larson, Michaela Giamarino, Haley R., and Taylor Josephowitz played but did not score for the Reds in that first half. Again, the Lady Reds 61% shooting, including 50% behind the arc in that first half. Meanwhile, for North Park, cold shooting, 25% from the field, 18% from the arc. They were led by Sinead Malloy. Malloy with 9 points on 3 of 7 from the field, 2 for 3 at the arc for her 9 points. 4 points each for Zakia Newsom and Josie Somerville. Newsom 2 for 6, Somerville 2 for 5. 2 points each for Jayla Johnson and Jackie Rapp. Johnson, the team's leading scorer, coming in, averaging 13 points a game. 0 for 3 from the field, her only points coming at the free throw line. She played 9 minutes and 24 seconds of that first half and held just 2 points. Kayla Patterson with 1 point. Garner, Lahaki, Valassen, Lee, Nunez, and Panther all played but did not score for North Park. Rebounding, edge to the Lady Reds, 20-16. Reds with 3 offensive boards. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, 16 rebounds, 8 on each side for North Park. Leading rebounder for the Lady Reds was Sidlowski with 4, Berrigan with 4. Leading rebounder for the Vikings, Josie Somerville with 4, including 3 on the offensive end. Vikings turned it over 6 times. That led to 4 Carthage points. Meanwhile, the Lady Reds turning it over 8 times, leading to 13 North Park points. Points in the paint, Carthage outscoring North Park 18-12. Second chance points, 8-5 in favor of North Park. And bench scoring, Reds leading North Park 5-2 in that category. Only 2 lead changes and 1 tie. Reds led by as many as 27, and they lead by 22 here at the break, 44-22. Carthage Redmen are on the road tonight. They're at Wheaton, and they are at halftime. And Carthage trailing by 19 to the Thunder as Aston Francis, 20 of his team's 49 points in that first half. Francis 6 for 11, 5 of 10 shooting the 3. He played all 20 minutes, scoring 20 points to lead all scores. Meanwhile, for the Redmen, Jacob Pogles with 9 off the bench, leading scorer for Carthage. Sean Johnson with 7. Johnson with 7 points and 6 rebounds. The Redmen trail at Wheaton at the half, 49-30. Your score at the half down at Wheaton. Other women's scores tonight in the CCIW. North Central trailing at home to Carroll 37-35. At the half, Elmhurst at home hosting Augustana, leading the Vikings 25-24. It was a 27-26 Illinois Wesleyan lead to start the third quarter, but Wheaton has gotten the jump on Illinois Wesleyan. They lead it now 35-29, 3 minutes into the third, down in Bloomington. Milliken with the bye this week. Milliken, the next opponent. They will be in here Saturday. It'll be your next opportunity to see the Lady Reds and Redmen in person here at the Tarble Arena. It'll be a Saturday night doubleheader starting at 5 with the Lady Reds taking on the Big Blue, followed at 7 by the Redmen and Milliken. And we hope to see you out here in person on Saturday. Plenty of room for you. Students are still on break, so good seat locations. Again, general admission seating when you get a ticket to come in. And all students, faculty, and staff are admitted free with their Carthage College ID. So if you're hanging around the area and you're a student, faculty, or staff member, why not bring the family out? Come on out and enjoy Lady Red and Redmen basketball this weekend. Carthage hosting Milliken Saturday at 5 and again at 7. A women and men's doubleheader here at the Tarble Arena. If you cannot be here in person, we'll have both games for you here on 1050 WLIP, on the audio stream at WLIP.com, and on the video stream at carthage.edu. So we hope you'll join us wherever you can this weekend. Wild card weekend in the NFL. Should be interesting. See what happens. A lot of talk there'll be a wild card team that makes it all the way through to the Super Bowl. Could be. Los Angeles Chargers, one of those. Might be them. Could it be Philadelphia? Could they pull the upset? Knock the Bears off this weekend? Who knows? We shall see. 44-22 your score here at the half. Lady Reds on top of North Park. We'll step out, take a 60 break. When we come back, run down some of the Carthage athletic news of the week. We'll do that right after this 60 break on AM 1050 WLIP. Lady Reds lead it here at the half, 44-22. John Weiser, pleasure to be with you tonight. We welcome in the new year with Lady Reds basketball. Again, conference play the rest of the way out for both the Lady Reds and the Redmen. 13 games remaining in conference. Again, 6 teams will make the conference tournament this year. That's up from 4 in previous years. There'll be a play-in game coming up at the end of the season. That'll be on Tuesday, the 19th of February. 3 seed will host the 6th seed. The 4th seed will host the 5th seed. The top 2 seeds will earn byes automatically into the semifinals, which will be hosted by the regular season champion in both men's and women's basketball this year. And speaking of champions, the Midwest Collegiate Volleyball League announcing this past week that the coaches in that league have tabbed the Carthage Redmen volleyball team to win the conference title this season, which will be the final year for the Redmen in that league, as the CCIW will add men's volleyball to its conference slate beginning next season. Redmen enter the 2019 season off a 24-2 overall record and second place finish in the league with an 8-1 mark. Redmen look to make their 3rd NCAA men's volleyball championship appearance in the past 4 seasons. At-large bid in 2016. And they got the MCVL's first automatic qualifier berth in 2018. So Redmen picked to win it this year. Behind the Redmen this season, North Central, followed by the final 2 conference tournament qualifiers from last year, Loras College and Mount St. Joseph University. They were picked 3rd and 4th. Rounding out the preseason poll in order, Augustana, Fontbonne, Adrian, Greenville, Olivet, and Trine enters the conference this season. They are bringing back men's volleyball for the first time since the 2002 season. Again, the Redmen will open the season up on the January the 18th in Springfield, Ohio at Wittenberg University's Jim Coleman Invitational. It'll be on Friday the 18th. Redmen will play the Tigers of Wittenberg, and they'll face Lancaster Bible College and Marymount College on Saturday, January 19th. So that's just around the corner for LJ Marks. And men's volleyball hope to get the Tarble rocking again this spring. It was a fantastic year. Carthage hosting the NCAA Division III National Championship in volleyball last year. It was quite the event here. Carthage athletic staff hosting that tournament here at the Tarble Arena 1 season ago. Well, the Lady Reds have to keep the momentum going here. They shot the ball extremely well here in this first half, nearly 62% from the field, while holding North Park to just 25% shooting. Sidlowski, Kalber, Kalis, Woodward, and Gilbert out there for the Lady Reds. Newsom, Malloy, Somerville, Patterson, and Johnson out there for North Park. Vikings going left to right will open up the third quarter with the basketball. And they trail by 22. Malloy quickly for three. That's off the back iron miss. Battle for the loose ball. Goes out of bounds off of Somerville. It'll be Carthage ball. Well, they had been pressing the Lady Reds here. Let's see if they continue to do that in the early part of the third quarter to try and get back into this one. They will try and set the trap. Reds able to break it nicely. Gilbert across midcourt. Circles around, drives the basket, goes hard, lays it up and in. Smart senior there. She only attempted one shot. That was from the perimeter back in the first half. Took that one all the way to the rim and laid it in for her first 2 points from the field. Now on the drive the other way, missing was Newsom. Offensive board by Somerville. Gets it back inside, right block. Newsom able to finish, banking it off the glass. 6 points for Newsom. 46-24 Reds. 1 minute gone by here in this third quarter. Woodward to Kalber. Pull-up jumper from 16 left side. That won't fall. Sidlowski with an offensive board. Try to get back up top. Deflects out to Kalber. Now back to Gilbert. Cross court right side now to Woodward. Sammy Woodward will shoot over the Sidlowski screen for the triple. In and out. The rebound pulled in by Somerville. Back come the Vikings. Somerville high on the right wing. Works it off into the corner. Gets the return pass. Shot clock down to 9. And they get it back in the hands of Newsom up top. She'll fire over Kalber, missing. Long rebound through the hands of Woodward. Picked up by Malloy. Fires it down low left, missing Somerville. Had the easy 0-footer that time and missed. It goes out of bounds off of Gilbert. Vikings will retain possession. Jackie Rapp will check in now. She will replace Kayla Patterson. Again, we saw Lauren Elba Garner briefly in that first half as they get it in. And Newsom able to knock it down. And we got a trainer coming out to take a look at Maddie Kalber. Not sure what happened to Maddie. Might have turned an ankle, and she's going to be looked at. Lady Reds with a quick substitution here. Josefowicz in for her. Kalis breaks the press, drives it all the way to the basket, goes hard, lays it up and in. Autumn Kalis going coast to coast that time. Able to finish at the rim. She's got 11. 48-27. Somerville couldn't handle the pass, and it's stolen away by Sidlowski. Off to Woodward now. Back to Kalis. To Gilbert. Josefowicz now. Reversing left side, Gilbert off to Woodward. Woodward on the drive, going to go all the way up. Short-armed it. Battle for the loose ball. Somerville comes away with it, out to Malloy. Now hands it off to Newsom. Rapp for three. Air ball miss. Sidlowski trying to gather it in underneath. She's tackled. Held ball, possession arrow to the Lady Reds. Sophia Lahaki will check in now for the Vikings. She will replace Somerville. Alternate possession arrow favoring the Lady Reds here. They will inbound full length. 7:16 to go in the third. Lady Reds lead 48-27. Gilbert gets it to Kalis. Back to Gilbert now in the backcourt. Trying to set the trap, the Vikings. Gilbert able to beat it on the dribble penetration. Dishes to Sidlowski. Missed the layup low left. That's two easy layups now. Woodward missed the earlier one. Sidlowski here, the last two possessions. Malloy now high on the right. Trying to get around Woodward. Woodward with the body bump commits the foul. First foul on Woodward. First foul in the third quarter on the Lady Reds. Wheaton leading Wesleyan now going into the fourth, 45-43. Be a big one for the Thunder to get on the road over the Lady Titans tonight. Missed shot. Kalis able to pull down the rebound for Carthage. Redmond getting drilled on the road, down 20 now to Wheaton, 62-42. 5 minutes into the second half. Woodward pulls up, 16-footer right side, good. Sammy Woodward with 14 tonight. She's been active tonight. High watermark is 18 on the season. She did that twice this year. She has 14 so far. Free throw line jumper by Johnson rims out. Josefowicz gathers up the ball for the Lady Reds. 25-22 advantage on the glass for Carthage. Gilbert now. Below the arc right side, lost the dribble, was stolen away by Newsom, gets it off to Rapp. Now works it off to Lee Hockey. Driving in right side, spinning on Josefowicz, put up a shot, missing. Johnson with the offensive board, missed the shot. And a rebound collected by Sidlowski. Carthage will settle it down as Kalis now will handle it with 5:35 to play here in the third. Her team up 23. Josefowicz high on the left side. Looks to Gilbert. Bounce feed Sidlowski on the block left side. Turning over Johnson. Missed the shot. Josefowicz with the offensive rebound. Back out to Woodward. Driving, going glass. Wouldn't fall. Gravity failing Woodward there as that ball hung on the rim and fell out. Back the other way. Lahaki missed the layup. Josefowicz clears it out. Dumps it back to Gilbert on the arc. Back out to Kalis. Straight on three. Oh, that was halfway down and spun out. In the battle for the rebound, Sidlowski goes over the back of Johnson. That's just pure bad luck there on the part of Kalis. That spun the rim 3 times, halfway inside, and fell out. Berrigan will check in now. Maggie Berrigan in for Bailey Gilbert. Panther in now, along with Lauren Elba Garner. 50-27 Lady Reds, 4:50 to play in the third. Malloy in the left corner, thought about it, dribbles it back up top, gets it off to Elba Garner. And on the drive, hand check foul before the shot on the Lady Reds. And that's 3 fouls on Carthage here in this third quarter. North Park yet to commit a foul here. Elba Garner dumps it back. Panther for the jump shot, right side. That's no good. Sidlowski gathers the rebound in front of Malloy. Gives it off to Josefowicz. Middle of the floor, Sidlowski. Right side now to Kalis. Back up top to Woodward. Now to Josefowicz. Looking inside Sidlowski. Was fouled, bumped from behind by Malloy. Body foul there. First foul in the quarter by North Park. Second foul on Malloy. Reds will inbound. Left of the basket. To my left. Kalis up top to Josefowicz. Bounce feed Berrigan. Berrigan back to the corner left side. Woodward for 3. No. Rebound Berrigan. Had the rebound. Brought it back down and it was taken away by Jackie Rapp. Now Lauren Elba Garner with it. Back out to Rapp. Rapp driving left side. Got around Kalis. Missed the layup. Berrigan with the rebound. 31-25. Plus 6 on the glass tonight for the Reds. Berrigan top of the circle jumper. That hits the front of the rim, no good, but another offensive board by Josefowicz. Lady Reds will reload. Woodward for 3. That's off the front of the rim, no good. Carthage going cold here in this third quarter. Reds just 3 for 14 from the field. North Park not much better, 2 of 14. Malloy, air ball miss underneath, kept alive though by the Vikings. Elba Garner for 3. That one's no good. Kalis with the rebound in front of Rapp. Kalis will bring it down. And lost it. So pass into the corner for Josefowicz, turns it over. 11th turnover by the Lady Reds. Garner leaves it for Panther, missed the shot from the right block. Rebound pulled in by the Lady Reds. Under 3 to play here in the third. Carthage leads at 50-27. Both teams going more than 4 minutes without a basket here. Sidlowski backing Malloy down, turning, hitting, count it, and one. Rachel Sidlowski backing Malloy down on the right block, then turned over her left shoulder, banked it in. Chance for an and one here for Sidlowski as Kalber, Larson check back in. Looks like Haley R. going to check in for Sidlowski after she makes this free throw. We're confident she's going to make this free throw. She's 2 for 2 at the line tonight. Hits the free throw, she'll come out. Haley R. will check in for Sidlowski. Leaves with 9 points tonight. 3 Lady Red players in double figures, led by Woodward's 14 tonight. 53-27 Carthage, 2.5 to play here in the third. Lawson to Panthier. Nunez now cut off at the left baseline by Kalis. Good job by Kalber on the help out to block that pass intended for Elba Garner, I should say. Knocked it out of bounds. Viking ball with 11 to shoot. Michaela Giamarino in for Autumn Kalis here with 2:15 to play. Lawson. Oh, got bailed out on a bad call there. She was out of control to begin with, but they call the foul. Haley R. picking up the foul. That's her third. And we'll put Vlasin at the line, missing. Vikings now 4 for 9 at the line tonight. Again, coming in just 56% from the line, and you're not going to win many games shooting below 60% from the line. Games when you need it, you don't have it. They get the offensive rebound off the second miss. Vikings will retain possession here as we slip under 2 to play here in the third. Elba Garner on the drive, and she was fouled. Was it before the shot? Could go on Kalber before the shot. Since that's the 5th team foul, it'll be 2 free throws anyways. At the line is Lauren Elba Garner. She's 2 for 2 now at the line. Woodward in for Kalber now. Second free throw, rims out. Long rebound in the corner, picked up by Haley R. So it'll be R, Giamarino, Larson, Woodward, and Berrigan out there for Carthage. Giamarino into the corner. Woodward takes a dribble back up top, all the way around the right side now to Larson. Larson to Berrigan. Back to Giamarino. Now to Woodward. Right at the free throw line, that shot was short. R tried to save it, but does right in the hands of Nunez. Down the left side, Berrigan coming out to help. Elba Garner now, top of the circle. Feeds Johnson, traveled with the basketball, my goodness. 2 suitcases on that one, John. And both bags were packed on that travel. Carthage will get it back on the turnover. Backcourt pressure here with 1:10 to go. Giamarino across midcourt on the dribble drive. Floats one off the paint, no good. Rebound, R goes back up and hits. Another offensive board for the Lady Reds tonight. Rebounding the Vikings 36-29. Under a minute to go here in the third, 55-28 Carthage. Oh, foul called on Giamarino. Underhand scoop shot by Vlasin that time. They called Giamarino for the foul. That's her second. That will put Vlasin at the line, where she is 0 for 2 tonight. make it 1 for 3. She hits the front end of 2. Wheaton leading Illinois Wesleyan in Bloomington, 52-45. Redmond down 22, 70-48 at Wheaton tonight. 8.5 minutes to go in that one. Missed the second. 3 on the way by Velasquez, no good. Berrigan with the rebound. Outlets to Woodward. 35 seconds to go in the quarter. Larson now driving in left side. Tried to go up, draws the foul. It was Nunez trying to deny Larson on the drive, who picks up the foul. For Nunez, that's her first. Second team foul, and Amanda Larson at the line for the Lady Reds. Missing at the line. Larson has missed the last 4 ball games, injury. Back out there tonight. Nails the second, goes 1 for 2 at the stripe, 56-29. About a half-second difference here between game clock and shot clock here. North Park will play it for 1. Lauren Elba Garner. Crisscross dribble at the center circle. 10 seconds to go, 9, now with 8. Bounce feed to the corner, 3 ball out of the right corner is going to be short. R with the rebound. She'll hang on to it here as the third quarter expires in Kenosha. We'll head to the fourth. Big lead for the Carthage Lady Reds. They lead at 56-29 over North Park. Back with the fourth quarter after this 60 break on AM 1050 WLIP. Neither team lighting it up in that third. Lady Reds 5 for 17, but for the game, Carthage 21 of 43. Reds missed all 4 of their 3-point attempts in that third. Meanwhile, North Park just 2 for 19 in the third quarter. They're now at 20% for the game, and 1 of 9 from 3-point range in that quarter. 3 for 20 in the ball game. Vikings with the ball as the fourth quarter underway, and Nunez with the drive, the bucket, and an and one opportunity here for North Park. It's her first 2 points. Larson picking up the foul, that's her first. Second one up and in. 3-point play for Nunez, 56-32. Gia Marino. Middle of the floor finds R. Giamarino, R, Woodward, Sidlowski, and Larson out there. Or excuse me, Kalis for the Lady Reds. Somerville, Johnson, Elba Garner, Nunez, and Velasquez for the Vikings. And Sidlowski tied up in the paint by Jayla Johnson. The held ball will give the possession to the Lady Reds. Now we get the shot clock straightened out. 8 seconds to shoot here for the Lady Reds. As they get it into Woodward. Woodward on the dribble drive. Tried to dump it down to R. Couldn't come up with it. Ball loose. Shot clock violation on Carthage. Not a good way to start this fourth quarter for the Lady Reds. Chance to put away this team here early. Instead, they give them some life. It's a 24-point lead, but hey, stranger things have happened. Somerville on the drive, and the foul on Sidlowski. Can't believe it. Looked like she got all ball there. It's her fourth on Sidlowski, second on the team, and that will put Somerville on the line for 2, and somehow got that one to go down. A line drive off the heel. Kalber and Gilbert will check in, replacing R and Gia Marino. I think Tim Bernero was hoping for a better start here to pull some of his starters. As Somerville makes both free throws, 6 points for Somerville. He's hoping to perhaps start pulling some starters here. And the team with the late night travels Saturday into Sunday morning. Practiced on New Year's Eve, had New Year's Day off, and going to give his team a little bit more rest as Gilbert's 3 no good. Sidlowski on another offensive board. Gets the return pass going high off the glass, draws the foul. Sidlowski with an offensive board, kicked it to Woodward in the right corner, who in turn got it back to Sidlowski, who drove the basket and drew the foul. Jayla Johnson, her third. Sidlowski on the line. Knocks it in. Sid now in double figures with 10. 4 for 4 from the free throw line. 18 points in the victory over Gettysburg on Saturday. That was her season best. Knocks in the second. 11 on the night for Sidlowski. 4 players in double figures for the Lady Reds, who lead it 58-34. 8.5 minutes to go here in Kenosha. 3 on the way, right ring Velasin. That's no good. Long rebound, Somerville trying to fight with Gilbert. Gilbert got the rebound, but then stepped on the end line right in front of the North Park bench. Vikings will inbound in front of their own bench. Somerville on the left block around Sidlowski. Back out to Johnson. 20-footer on the way. That's no good. Kalber tried to keep it alive and knocked it out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball. Johnson, who's averaging 13 points a game, is 0 for 6 from the field tonight. That's the third straight game that the Reds have defended the other team's leading scorer and held them under their season average. As the 3 by Nunez clanks off. Kalber coming down the other way, going up, missed the shot, thought she was fouled. Looked like she got it across the arm, but no call there. Back the other way, Nunez misses again. Kalber now gets it to Kalis, she'll settle it down, wants to run a play here. 7:50 to go, 58-34 Carthage. Kalis inside to Gilbert, right block, to the trailer Woodward, throws it up, missing. Gilbert had the rebound, lost it. It's on the floor, and North Park comes away with it. Johnson and Somerville. Somerville slow to get up. Nunez, count it, and 1. Driving in from the left side, Somerville still slow to get up. I don't know if anybody recognizes that. Now the officials are going to stop play here. Somerville has not moved. Now starts to walk up the floor. She was involved in that scrum going for that loose basketball and kind of just stayed in the backcourt here while North Park went up the floor. And so Kalis gets credited for the foul, her first. Third team foul of the quarter. Nunez for the and 1, completes it. Gilbert down the floor, had it stolen from behind, stripped out from behind that time by Velasin. Now Velasin tried to drive it inside. It was kicked out of bounds by Kalis. Vikings will keep possession. Not pretty, that's for sure. It's a scrambled mess out there right now, 58-37. Again, the inbounds feed knocked out by Calvert. North Park does not have much of an offense. They're just firing at all different kinds of shots, as that one, Nunez, kind of an over-the-shoulder look left of the free throw line. Woodward down low on the nice feed from Calvert, able to finish. Woodward now with 16 to lead all scorers. 23-point lead and a timeout taken by North Park. It's a full timeout. We'll keep it here. 6:53 to go, 60-37 in favor of Carthage. Down at Wheaton tonight, the Redmen getting pounded by the Thunder, 75-52. Aston Francis with 29 tonight. 9 for 26, 5 for 15 shooting the three. 9 rebounds, 7 assists tonight for Francis. That traveling circus, the Aston Francis Traveling Circus, triple tent tonight. Working on a triple-double. Meanwhile, for the Redmen, Keenan Baltimore with 19, the only player in double figures for the Redmen tonight. A double-double tonight for Keenan, 19 and 11. They trail 75-52. On the women's side, Wheaton with a 3-point lead with under a minute to go in Bloomington, leading the Titans 55-52. Carroll a 10-point lead in Naperville over North Central, 66-56. Elmhurst and Augustana tied at 48, heading into the fourth quarter, I should say. Rachel Bernero here tonight. Nice to see her. Gets a chance to take in some Lady Red basketball tonight. 60-37. Reds in control here. Carthage just 1 for 4 here in the third, 6 for 21 in the second half. It has not been a pretty game here in the second half at all. Nunez dumps it off to Malloy, left corner, back up top. Vlasen looking to pass it inside to Somerville. Now she gets it on the right corner. Somerville back up top to Elba Garner, and we got a shot clock violation as she tried to work the pass inside to Somerville. Good defense by the Lady Reds. Kalber, Sidlowski, Woodward, Kalis, and Gilbert out there. The starting five. Not going to be out there much longer, I don't think. Kalis now. Somerville tried to come into her and lost the basketball. Another turnover. That's 17 tonight. Make that 14 turnovers tonight for the Lady Reds. They've been keeping that in check, particularly out in Las Vegas. Both nights they had 12 turnovers. Somerville shot blocked by Sidlowski, still able to stay with it as she gets it out to Elba. Fires the three, that's an air ball miss. Kalis picks it up underneath. And then was fouled as she takes the dribble out. Angelina Vlasen with the foul. Panthier will check in, replacing Nunez. Also in Lauren Lee, a 5'7" freshman. Again, no seniors on this Viking team. Heavy dose of freshmen. Gilbert on the penetration, bounce feed left block Sidlowski. She's able to finish with the layup. 13 tonight for Rachel Sidlowski. The assist to Gilbert, 62-37. 5.5 minutes to go. Now a pass broken up inside by Woodward. Sammy Woodward coming down the left side. Pulls up, left corner three by Kalis. That's no good. Rebound Malloy. Good look though for Kalis. He's kind of rushed it a little bit. Elba Garner pulls it back out. Works off the screen by Panthier. Try to give and go to Panthier, and it's over her head. Turnover North Park. Their 11th turn tonight. (62-37). Under 5 minutes to go. On the run up, Gilbert. She was fouled. Lauren Lee on the foul for the Vikings. That's her second. Third team foul. Team fouls even now at 3 apiece. This will put Gilbert on the free throw line. Gilbert 1 for 2 at the line tonight. Just 3 points for Bailey. Knocks in the free throw. In for North Park, Kayla Patterson. She's replacing Velassen. Also, Jackie Rapp in, replacing Lauren Alba Garner. Gilbert's second free throw rattles out. Rebound to North Park and Patterson. Off to Rapp in the left corner, up top to Malloy. Back to Rapp, top of the circle. Driving left side, back to Malloy, penetrates below the arc, trying to lose Gilbert, flips it up with the left hand, no good. Sidlowski able to clear the boards. Gives it off to Kalber across midcourt. Kalber now coming up the left side, banks it too hard. Rebound pulled in by Rapp. Jackie Rapp back out to Lee. 3 on the way. That one is short. The rebound pulled in by Woodward. Patterson on the 3 attempt that time. 4 minutes to go. 63-37 Lady Reds. Woodward for 3. Got it. Buried it right in front of her own bench off the right wing. Woodward with 19 tonight. That's a season high for Sammy Woodward. And a turnover by North Park. Ball rolls out of bounds. Amanda Larson, Michaela Giamarino, and also in there Taylor Josefowicz. As coming out, Kalber, Woodward, and Gilbert. 66-37. Lady Reds are going to win their second game in a row for the 4th time this year. 4 separate 2-game win streaks. Sidlowski inside, going hard, lays it up and in, working on Panthier. Sidlowski following up her 18-point game Saturday against Gettysburg with 15 here tonight. 68-37. On the drive, left side, Kayla Patterson able to lay it in. Patterson with 3 points tonight. Giamarino across, and we've got a substitution timeout here, a 30-second timeout taken by the Lady Reds. Looks like we're going to get Maggie Rena in. Looks like she's going to check in for the first time tonight, as will be Kelsey Cochon, a 6-foot freshman out of Tremper High School here in Kenosha. Well, scores in the league tonight. Wheaton on the road takes down Illinois Wesleyan 56-54. Just over a minute to go in Naperville. Carroll about to win on the road over North Central 67-59. Early 4th quarter, Augustana now an 8-point lead over Elmhurst 58-50. Down at Faginal Hall in Elmhurst tonight. Final down in Wheaton, a 20-point blowout. The Wheaton Thunder knock off the Redmonds 77-57. Aston Francis 31 points tonight, 3 assists shy of a triple-double, 31 points, 10 rebounds for Francis. For the Redmond, Keenan Baltimore with 19, Sean Johnson with 11, the only players in double figures for Carthage as the Redmonds slip to 6-7 on the year. And they fall to 1-3 in conference play. Not the way to start, but they'll get bounce back hopefully Saturday at home here against Milliken. Cochon to Larson, to Josefowicz, top of the circle, fires the 3, wouldn't fall, battle for the rebound inside, and we got a foul on North Park. Looks like Patterson that time, undercutting Maggie Rena. Carthage will get it in. Josefowicz for the 3, barely drew iron. Rebound Cochon inside, goes back up with it and draws the foul. Good job. She was going to try and pass it out, top of the circle, but nobody was there. And she was 2 feet into the paint below the free throw line and says, what the heck, just fire it up, see what happens. She was able to draw a shooting foul here, so 2 free throws for Tremper's Kelsey Cochon. Missing on the front end. One more attempt here. Lefty fires and hits, kind of pulls that ball down to her right hip, then brings it up and flips it with the left hand. 30-point advantage for the Lady Reds with 2.5 minutes to play. Yesenia Rodriguez hands it off. Lee Hockey to Patterson, fires it up and draws the foul. Short jumper in the paint that time by Patterson was contested. Cashon that time with the foul, her first. Fourth team foul, two-shot foul here. Patterson at the line, missing the front end. Patterson 1 for 3 at the line tonight, just 3 points. They've held the Vikings without a double-digit score tonight as Lauren Herman in for the first time tonight. Good to see her out there. A little bit of an upper body injury problem the last month or so. Good to have her out there. Final 2 minutes. 69-39, Lady Reds. Reds will even up their conference mark at 2-2. Vikings will fall to 2-3 in league play. We got a travel on the floors. Rolling around with the basketball was Patterson before she passed it off. 12th turnover tonight by the Vikings. Josefowicz with it off the inbound. Takes it off to Rena. Now to Larson. Trying to work off the screen set by Herman. Works it inside. Cashon, shot no good. Ball loose in the paint. Coming down with it, Patterson again. Walked with it. She came down with the ball and then fell to the floor. So back-to-back travels by Patterson. Josefowicz will inbound up top to Larson. Josefowicz driving right side, back up top. Larson wants a three. Got it. Amanda Larson for the triple, top of the circle. Largest lead of the game now at 33 for the Lady Reds, 72-39. Minute 15 to play. Patterson's air ball miss. It'll be Carthage ball. Josefowicz will bring it across. Final minute here. Reds back home Saturday. They'll host Milliken at 5 o'clock as on the drive Larson. Attacking the rim, draws the foul. Lahaki with the foul, that's her second. And Amanda Larson will go to the free throw line here. Larson now 2 for 3 at the stripe, 5 points tonight. Her first game back after lower body injury over the last 3 weeks or so. Depth getting to be a little bit better here for Coach Bernero. Herman back out on the floor. Concussion issues, and Larson with that leg injury. Is Cashon able to break up that pass inside? Final 44 seconds here. Reds will get to 8-5 on the season, 2-2 in the league. North Park will fall to 6-8 and 2-3. Larson tripped up, and you have to call that. Lahaki actually got the foot out in front of Larson, fouling her. She fell to the floor. Now she'll get 2 shots here as that's over the limit. A couple more free throws here for Larson as she makes the front end. Important to get these next 2 games. Got this one in hand. Important to get that Milliken game because 4 of their next 5 for the Lady Reds will be away from Tarble Arena, including a road trip down to Augustana, North Central, Milliken, and Elmhurst, those 4 away. 3 of those 4 very tough games. Patterson floats in the paint, puts up the shot, missing. She took a dive as she hit the floor hard. Carthage will sit on the ball as Herman will handle it. Let the clock run out. Let's hope Patterson's okay on that last drive. She's slow to get up, but gets her way back up on her feet.
And that's the ball game. Here Carthage Lady Reds, 76.
Reds win it here tonight, 76-39, your final. As Carthage now in this series with North Park takes the all-time lead now 60-20 against the Vikings. Their 60th win in this series. 76-39, your final here at the Tarble Arena. We'll pause, take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back to talk with head coach Tim Bernero. Run down the final numbers of this one here tonight. It's a win for the Lady Reds, 76-39 on AM 1050 WLIP. score for Carthage tonight, who picks up their 8th win of the year, and they are now 8-5. As I mentioned, even their conference mark at 2-2. Joined now by head basketball coach Tim Bernero, and that's like running them out of the gym there. They just never had a chance early in this ball game. You opened up a 22-point lead at the half and put it on cruise control the rest of the way.
Yeah, that was the thing where there were a couple keys to play in North Park, and it was not letting them get to the basket or to the free throw line and kind of controlling the offensive rebounds. They pressed us a little bit, didn't bother us a ton, but some of the stuff we gave away, I just pulled out the stat sheet from the first half to remind myself. They scored 22 points in the first half, 13 off turnovers and 8 off second chance points. So that was the stuff we talked a little bit about, that was important. And when it started happening in the second quarter, we needed to kind of clean that up and shot the ball well overall, 60% in the first half, not as well in the second half, but it's just I think I told them at halftime, I said, maybe we're nice. We're too nice, and we stopped doing just the basic stuff to kind of squeeze it out of them. And if we could, just do the same thing over and over again. Sometimes it's boring, but if it works, you might as well keep doing it.
Well, and it's tough, too, because they were kind of chopping it up in the second half. And, again, I mentioned a couple of times tonight, Vikings really had no semblance of any type of set offense. It was just basically whoever was open shot the ball.
Right, and their intent, and that was what we were trying to get them to, was their intent is to get to the basket, get to the free throw line. We looked at some of, I think you and I talked about it before the game, their conference games before Christmas, I think they shot 33 free throws against Elmhurst and 40 against North Central. Well, we didn't want, they're not a great three-point shooting team. They end up making 3 out of 24, which that's what we thought would happen. So keeping them to only 20 free throw attempts, and some of that was a little sloppy in the third quarter, but if we were in the right spots, as I like to say, if we were in the right spots, we could make it difficult for them to score. And that's why I think they got frustrated. There wasn't space for them to go when we played well in those stretches. And that's what we were able to affect defensively and make them have to try to score with people in front of them.
Good night rebounding the ball, 52-38 in favor of the Lady Reds tonight. You have to be pleased there. And I was more impressed with your offensive rebound support tonight, 13 on the offensive glass.
Yeah, I thought Rachel carried us on the boards. She got a bunch early, including some offensive rebounds in the first half. Got some big defensive rebounds, even though we were ahead a bunch in the second half. Pulled out, because North Park is they're very scrappy, very aggressive, and what we knew was they were going to, even when we were down 20, they weren't going to stop playing. They were going to come at us harder, and where it was going to get chippy a little bit. It wasn't nothing. I don't mean dirty chippy. I just mean the game's just getting mixed up, and if you relax and stand there, you're going to get rocked back a little bit. And I thought the beginning of the third quarter, defensively, we did that, and they got to the basket clean a couple times, and I think once we got that back under control and worked defensively, we were able to keep them from where they wanted to go.
Consistency in the post, you're always talking about that. Rachel tonight, who had an 18-11 game on Saturday against Gettysburg, follows that up with a 15-11 game tonight.
Right, and the only thing she didn't do against Gettysburg, she did great tonight, was make free throws. So really proud of her effort. 5 for 7, really efficient. We were able to have other people carry us in different areas. But it's nice to have your senior do that and start things for you. Like we said, she started us off well, rebounding the ball, and she also was able to score and make her free throws too.
Good to see Sammy Woodward in the mix. 19 points. That's a season best for her tonight. She's been contributing more and more and getting rewarded here with some good looks to the basket.
Yeah, and that's again, we talk about how after they see our stuff on film, how they play us. They were up jamming the handoffs and trying to overplay stuff. So at that point, it turns from the wing ball screen stuff to just taking them off the dribble from the top. And Sammy was the best at that of our group tonight. She was turning the corner and driving the ball downhill. She's really good making that little runner, that little floater. So she was able to get to those spots, made her threes. I thought she should have got to the free throw line a little bit, but didn't. But that was a good job. Sammy carried the offense in a couple spots and got us off to a good start.
Good to see Amanda Larson and Lauren Herman get out there. I know both have been battling back from injury, and getting some minutes tonight. Larson with 8 minutes tonight and collecting 8 points and getting Lauren Herman out there just to get the flow of the game going for her. She really never had to get going here.
Right, and it was, I felt bad because I couldn't get everybody in because we don't match up as far as positionally. If I put Sam, Carcello, and Alana in, we just don't have. We wouldn't have a point guard. We'd only have one guard on the floor, maybe. So, I feel bad that I couldn't get them in at that point. But yeah, we needed to get Amanda back in. She didn't play in one of the games earlier. Didn't play when she was injured out in Vegas in either game. So getting her some minutes helped. Taylor was solid again. Didn't make her shots. And it was good to have Lauren out there. I thought Kelsey Cashun did a really good job. She didn't make her shots, but she got to the free throw line. She got a couple rebounds, and did a good job in the minutes she got. So those guys are any minutes they can get and build their confidence and build some things is important. But it was a good overall effort. We were able to be pretty efficient offensively. I think we ended up at 45%. But the third quarter again, that's the thing that I owe you an apology because I didn't like watching the third quarter either. So it deteriorated pretty quickly with both teams just kind of running back and forth, and we shot 29%, they shot 10%. So it was hard to watch, and that was where I was looking for us to kind of just do simple stuff. But they weren't letting you do simple stuff unless you did it physically. And we got pushed off spots a little bit offensively, and that's what made that ugly. I was hoping we'd handle that a little bit better, but as it turned out, the quarter it was 12-7, so nobody really scored on either side.
That's almost like a learning moment for your team, and that is, okay, figure it out. We've got a big enough lead here. What are we doing out there? What aren't we doing? And let's figure it out and pick it up and run a set play of some sort. Let's see what we can do here.
And some of that is some of that Phil Jackson bull stuff where let them work it out instead of panicking and calling timeout. We've got enough experienced kids out there that I figure they'll work it out. And then, for a while we didn't. So maybe I needed to call timeout, but I think I saw one time and they huddled up a little bit and talked to try to get things back in order. But that's what we needed to just simplify and just be basic at that point. I mean, nothing tricky, but you have to be physical and strong in college basketball so that you don't get kind of shoved out of places.
You got to feel good tonight. You're the only home team to hold serve at home tonight. Wheaton wins on the road, 56-54. Carroll over North Central in Naperville, 72-65. And final seconds ticking off down at Elmhurst with Augustana, a 4-point lead over the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I mean, you have to defend your home court. That's the thing we talked about. We didn't get off to a good start, but those were road games. So we're 2-0 at home, 2-2 in the league. Another home game Saturday with Milliken here. You got to take care of that and then see where it takes you after that. But yeah, it's a tough league. There's nothing was easy about tonight. It's just that the score ended up that way. But you see different styles from the different teams in the league, and theirs is North Parks is a kind of physical, grind it out and make you have to do the right things, and that's what we had to eventually, persevere by doing that. We shot them out in the first quarter a little bit and made a bunch of shots and, kind of kept our foot on it for the most part all the way through.
Well, brief scouting report on Milliken. What have you seen so far out of Olivia Lett's first season taking over at Milliken?
They have some nice parts offensively. I mean, the Hildebrand kid in the post is aggressive. You've got Staten, the freshman kid that plays in and out that can shoot it a little bit. Sadler, we were joking about it. Casey and I were joking about the Sadler kid that's one of their guards. Seems like she's one of those kids that's been there for 6 years and played that many years. And it's just she can get going offensively. They don't go real deep right now. They're trying to be pretty aggressive defensively. I think if we guard them pretty well, I think we'll be able to get some stuff going. But they've got a lot of exuberance from being young. I don't know. Again, some of that stuff you don't know what's beneficial and what's not. We got back. We played tonight. They're on the bye right now, so they're going to have a whole lot of film and information on us. But usually it's helpful. But it still comes down to whose X's are better than whose O's and which team executes the plan that they set forward. So, we've been pretty good at home. Chicago's the only one that clipped us here in a close one, but So we like the idea of playing here and building the momentum like we talked about from the last game in Las Vegas. We've played pretty well we played well at Stevens Point. We played just not a good stretch against Ohio Northern that cost us, but we've been on a pretty good roll for the most part over the last 2-3 weeks. So now next step is here. So Saturday against Milliken.
As I've said, the ceiling is unlimited with this team. I think there's still a high enough ceiling here. We haven't seen, I think, the best basketball yet to come from this team, and it's getting there slowly but surely. But we haven't hit that ceiling limit yet.
It's the consistency. Doing the same thing over and over makes it really hard for the other teams, and that's. I thought you were going to go with the Michael Jordan, the ceiling is the sky or something. What was that he said? He can say whatever he wants.
Absolutely.
He's the best to go to, as they say nowadays. But yeah, you're right, John. We've got another level we can go through or go to, and hopefully we can keep finding that just by being resilient and being tough, and then letting our skills carry us along with that.
Good win tonight, 76-39. Enjoy your 24 hours, and then. Get at it, Milliken. We'll see you Saturday.
Thank you, Johnny.
You bet,
Appreciate
Timmy.
it.
Tim Bernero, head basketball coach for the Carthage Lady Reds, picking up a win tonight here at home, 76-39 over North Park. And that series now with North Park, Reds now a 60-20 advantage in the 80 meetings between these two schools in CCIW play. So Lady Reds back in action now on Saturday. It'll be a doubleheader back here at Carthage College in the Tarble Arena. Starts at 5 o'clock. Lady Reds and Milliken at 5, followed by the Redmen and Big Blue at 7. Hope to see you out here in person for that doubleheader this Saturday. And then next Wednesday, it's Redmen basketball here at the Tarble Arena as the Carthage Redmen will host the Carroll University Pioneers. The W's of the CCIW locking horns here at the Tarble Arena 1 week from tonight. My thanks to Dan Haney engineering our broadcast back at the WLIP studios. John Voinovich handling things on the video stream here superbly once again. And a big standing ovation to our Carthage students working here, Noah Zilligan, Jeremy Aramilio, Jeroen Pham, and Nolan Grogan, all working camera, graphics, and directing our broadcast tonight. These are Carthage students bringing you the pictures and graphics tonight. And again, John Voinovich has an outstanding staff each and every game, and I want to thank them for their efforts here tonight, giving you all these beautiful pictures on the video stream back home. John Weiser wishing you a very pleasant good evening, where tonight the Carthage Lady Reds knocked down the North Park Vikings 76-39. Until Saturday, have a great weekend, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to Carthage Athletics, heard exclusively on Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050 WLIP Kenosha. Good night, everyone.